Hey everybody, it's Andrew Ross from Indie Garage here. I am at AAPEX with Charles Sanville, the humble mechanic. You may know him from the podcast and other splashes of fame, but he's also a genuine shop owner. So we arranged to do this, and I reached out to some of our Indie Garage readers to get a couple of questions. And Bruce Eccles from Eccles Auto in Durham, Ontario, wanted me to ask Charles for suggestions about how to get young people motivated to come into this industry.
Yeah, that is the tough thing today, right? I think it starts at the point of we need to understand the next generation is always different from the previous one. So the things that may have gotten my generation into cars and other people's generation into cars may not be the realistic thing today. I think now not being afraid of the technology that is coming in our cars that already exist and actually encouraging kids, go work with this technology, get into this technology, and that technology is inside our car, right? All the computers, 75, 125 computers in an average car, whatever it is. And instead of being scared of it, let's encourage it. Let's get them excited about whatever thing they're into. We can probably have an automotive focus on. My thing was Hot Wheels, right?
Okay.
But it may be computer programming that gets a kid in
Right.
cars.
Would you suggest that like shop owners engage with like their local, high schools and even earlier?
Yeah. So if we are concerned about the next generation coming out of tech schools and high schools and where we're going to find these young technicians, we as an industry need to do a much better job being involved in our community. So talking to community colleges, high schools, having apprenticeship programs, having a shadow program, and bringing a group of 3 high school kids to hang out for the day to get a sense of what it's like. There's a perception of it's a dirty, gross job, and like we get dirty, but a lot of what we do is computer work.
Right.
And let's just be good with that.
Right. Another question from Shawn Biss at Shawn's Auto, also in Ontario. Shawn, thank you so much. He wanted to know, sort of, I guess it kind of follows it down the road. How do you keep good techs? To get a good shop, you need good techs, and every shop owner knows that sometimes you lose the guys and girls that you want to keep. So how do you keep a good tech other than paying them more?
That'll a lot of times do it, at least in part. But that's the easy answer, right? And that may not always be the thing. I think we need to understand, first of all, in a lot of cases, your absolute best people are going to leave. And you know what? That's good too, because you've probably done a great job helping them grow into what they want. So instead of having animosity towards your best technician leaving to say open up their own shop or do something crazy harebrained and make YouTube videos for a living or whatever, let's be good with that and understand that maybe you had 10 amazing years with this technician. I think also we need to understand that if that technician is going to accelerate to whatever level they want to reach, we need to help encourage them to have a leadership and a mentorship role for the next generation coming out and incentivize them for that instead of just, hey, Steve, you're going to be training Johnny for the next 6 months. Let's get Steve some incentive behind that, pay, whatever it is, training on how to be a mentor, because if he doesn't, who are you leaving the mentorship to? Oftentimes I think shops kind of throw new technicians to the wolves, and that's not fair, first of all, and we have kind of an unrealistic expectation of what they are capable of early on. So focus on them from a very young technician age, identify their goals, and help them reach their goals, because if they're happy, if they're achieving their goals, they're not going to be looking for something else, right? And you also have to be a good shop. If you don't want to buy special tools as a shop, how do you expect your technicians to want to come and do a great job for you? If you're not going to buy diagnostic equipment, if you're not going to buy the really high dollar whatever XYZ tool to do ABC job, they're going to buy it themselves. And then eventually as a shop owner, you become only a space. And that can be found very easily. So that technician's going to go where they're appreciated, where they're valued, and where they work at a shop that they truly believe is home for them.
Right, very interesting. Now, we talked a little bit about diagnostic equipment. Now, there's some real shifts, massive shifts going on with the price on some of the equipment that's going to be required, and the breadth of vehicles or lack of breadth of vehicles that stuff's going to be usable for. What's your view on moving forward as far as, you know, shops are really looking at you know, can I be an all makes shop? You know, and mostly the answer is no. But how specialized do you think shops really need to get?
I think, you know, it's of course shop to shop, and there's there's room for everyone in the space. If you want to be an all make, all model general service shop, great, do a great job at it. If you want to be the elite dealership replacement as an all makes, all model shop, that's really hard.
Okay.
Really hard and really expensive. However, there's plenty of shops that make that work. But like you mentioned, as we advance in technology and things get more specific, this manufacturer requires this tool to do XYZ repair. Today, it may be one repair that needs this. 5 years from now, it may be to reset the oil light. The only way to get it done is with a manufacturer equivalent scan tool.
Right.
The good thing is there's some regulations involved that the aftermarket has to have access to these things. However, they have to generally pay to play for that.
Right.
And that can get very expensive. I really like the specialty shop, the one that focuses on one line, two lines, a group of lines, European cars, for example,
Right.
because then you can hyper focus on those brands. You can buy the OE scan tool or the OE equivalent and not have to spend this much money to work on this many cars, but you're only using those things like this much.
Right,
but it's tough, and that will not change. It's going to get
training
harder.
too, right? Like being able to get yourself, you know, you got to send your guys and yourself to training.
Yep.
Having them retain something from, you know, 28 different brands is really
It's
tough.
I admire the shops and the technicians that can get that done,
Right.
because that is a huge task. But like I said, there are some great shops that just do such an amazing job, and I'm envious of how awesome they are.
Okay, good stuff. Just in closing, then, your outlook for this industry going forward?
I'm excited. It's different. It's changing. Some of it's really awesome. Some of it, we're going to struggle, right? And that's no different than it's ever been. It's no different than any other industry. If we want to be elite, if we want to be high level, we have to do our part in educating ourselves, making sure we're equipped to do these jobs. And there's still a tremendous amount of opportunity, and I don't see that going away anytime soon, even as the industry changes and gets maybe a little weird, but the next 10 years are going to be very interesting in the automotive industry.
Exciting times ahead, folks. Thanks so much, Charles,
Absolutely.
for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for sitting down with me, and thanks everybody else for watching. From Las Vegas, it's Andrew Ross and Shawn signing out. Take care, everybody. Bye.